These are Mardi Gras masks done by our third graders who love glitter. Love glitter. This is also a third grade project, learning about predators. This year in the classroom they learned about wildlife and their habitats and the environments that they live in. And this is also a way that they have learned how to draw using shapes. First introduction into contour drawing. Thank you. This is a second grade textile project, learning how to do weaving, learning how to be resourceful by using reclaimed materials. This project is made by using a foam tray, some string, and lots of colorful yarn. This is a new project. We're designing spaceships. This again was done with the third graders. We did a writing project, so it was a cross-curricular activity along with their astrological sign. Silhouette painting, the fine art of watercoloring. First year in art. Found out he liked it a lot. Nothing like the Wild West. This is our 8th grade project. We learned about roping. It's an old traditional way of making rope done on the farm. We did it a conventional way using a wooden disc and yarn. These are light switch plates done by the high schoolers. Watercolor silhouette, also a high school project for Art 1 students. These are called Zentangles. It was a project taken off of a Jim Dine project dealing with the heart. Zentangles are a way of expressing positive and negative faith using fine pens and experimenting with faith and composition. Watercolor experimentation done with middle school and technique. This is yarn art done with the first graders. Teaches a lot of hand-eye coordination and first introduction to learning about the ocean, another cross-curricular activity. Our fourth graders study about Wisconsin and their Native American history study brings us to the Dreamcatcher. Moving on, more high school projects. Our monarchs, releasing the monarch in first grade. We learn about monarchs and their life cycle. And this is a cross-curricular activity, tying in with symmetry and painting skills. This is a kindergarten project. It's called Under the Sea. And they experience drawing sea creatures and adding texture. Come under the sea with me. Moving around, some sketchbook sheets from high school. This is called a shattered art project, where the element of design starts at the center. It's a common drawing, and then it's shattered by lines, and then shading takes over, going from light to dark and dark to light. Watercolor dimensional. Takes acrylic paint, which adds dimension to the watercolor. Another shattered project. High school. This is commercial art, working with their name, their interests, using a shape. This is a personal favorite. He had a photo taken of himself out on the ball field. This is our high school quarterback. It's a chalk drawing. Tessellations, experiment with middle school. It's a cross-curricular activity using math, elements of design, and artistic elements. Over here is a community middle school project. This one is done with 8th graders. It's recycled material, paper pulp, used as a utilitarian form, molded, and then created by using elements of texture, painting, and a relief design for some. Walking over here is a new project that we did with Responsive Classroom. It was a book called Only One You. It was a cooperative effort between the art room and the 4th grade teacher. Stones were gathered. We read the book, followed through on learning about personal growth within ourselves, and the students were able to design on stones, bringing in personal colors, shapes, designs, and a background was done as if the fish were going on into life and experiencing all the opportunities. This is another recycled project. This is made with paper pulp, paper making. We recycled newspapers and did a green project with our field biologist. These students made we're in competition at the Helen Farnsworth Mears. It's through the Dodgeville Area Women's Council, and these 4 items went on to state. One is missing at this point in time. It's still at the state level, and we're hoping to hear good news on that later on in the week. This middle project here was a me project. It has a mirror in the inside, and it's pastas on the outside, and it's a utilitarian piece that will be hung up in her room as a mirror. These are fun. This is form and function, and they're silly snakes, and they're put in the environment that we learn about, but we've changed the colors, added some dimension, and just had a great time working with wire, paper mache, and glitter and paint. Watch out, they may bite. Moving on are some other projects. These are Rangolis. This is studying other cultural countries. These are designs that are usually done with rice outside of the home to welcome visitors. Each student was to experiment with their own personal interests and beliefs and colors, and came up with geometric designs. They're painted on linoleum tiles that is pre-cut from recycled material. And the paint is acrylic. This year we experimented with wood burning, mosaics, crayons, pen and ink, stipplings, this piece will go on to be in a 4-H fair competition, and hopefully will go on to state. This is actually a drum made with wood slats put together. An inspirational sentiment is painted on the inside and on the outside, and once taped, creates a resounding drum. This is made out of paper pulp. It's a Mardi Gras mask. It's a work in progress at this point, but it will add feathers, glitter, and other embellishments such as sequins will be added. This is a woodshop piece. We've invited the woodshop this year, Tech Ed and Ag, to join us. Personal piece, handmade stencils. This is a Mother's Day present for her grandmother. We have interest in photography, personal business. The student here is expanding her love for photography and getting into doing senior portraits for friends and relatives. These are independent pieces for some. This is a hand sculpture made with plaster casting. This is our wide receiver. He did his hand. This is called Contrasto. It's done with vinyl. It's the same kind of vinyl that is made on banners and posters, working with positive and negative relief. Acrylic painting from a very talented student. Another sculpture. Our quarterback from school here. Woodshop. Welding. Furthering over here, this is working with first graders, learning about textures and creating texture through line and design. They use straws to create the coral, sand, and coral for the bottom, creating the bottom of the fish bowl. Scratch art is always fun. We're working with colors, patterns, and lines and designs, putting a black overlay and scratching through it. This is a commercial art project done with the second graders. It has to do with silly socks. We talked about patterning, matching, and created as if they were sock makers, and what patterns they would put on a pair of socks. These are some sketch sheets that are being worked on. Over here is Zentangle, again positive, negative. And why make a Zentangle? There's various reasons why to make a Zentangle. And the one that I find most interesting is journaling, relaxation, and relieving stress. Bothering around, this is still part of the Me unit, or I should say the I unit, initials, interests, and identification. The students were to design using their initials and their interests. As you can see, this one is a football. The student likes sports. Photography. Hunting. Wildlife. Photography. This is a new project introduced to the 6th graders. It's part of also the I unit. We worked with metal relief in a symmetrical design. They also took their names as a cross-curricular activity. They took their names and put different things about their interests. It's a very colorful project. It's a metal relief, working with a lightweight aluminum metal, where it's either recessed out or in. More sketch sheets for fun. This is a 6th grade project. We took chairs, put them in a interesting position, and then we used the shattered idea. This teaches shading, composition, and drawing skills. This is a 4th grade project. It's weaving. It's part of the Native American Studies. These are little mini Native American blankets. As you can see, they're nicely made. They can be used for mug mats or a variety of different ways. I'm videoing. I'll get with you in a second. This is commercial art, where they were to take their name and put it in some kind of shape. Sunglasses, pretty cute. Alyssa has a little wiener dog, so cute. Sports, his helmet. He's a snowmobile. Music. Her name is Brooke. Alex is a fisherman. These are shaded projects that are taken from magazines, where they grid out the design and learn how to enlarge, decrease, and do posters and banners. This is a positive negative kaleidoscope design. It's worth for 7th graders, using brilliant colors. inside, outside, reverse. This is a calligraphy project done with the 5th graders. They were to select a word and do a drawing with colored pencils. Some pretty interesting choices. This again is part of the eye unit. They were to draw their eyes, nose or mouth. They use mirrors to reflect upon what their features look like. This project will go into the middle school portfolios. Again, the calligraphy. This is a 6th grade project. Again, shading techniques. These are our shoes. This is my 2nd grade. Putting their best foot forward, learning about contour design and line with something that's very familiar. This also can be used as commercial art because they're learning why they bought the tennis shoes that they did, whether it be the texture on the bottom, the designs on the side, or the fit, how my foot fits into my shoe. Over here we have watercolor. This is done in the silhouette. This is cut paper. This is a 7th grade project. It's working with symmetry and folded paper. Again with the silhouette idea. The watercolor and background and what the background enhances and brings forth what the original black silhouette design. Can you see the faces in this one? Anyone want to go to Paris with me? Spider, spider. Ah, the luck of the Irish. Let's go up north. This is a grid drawing. This is where we introduce how to enlarge or decrease. We're using either a cowboy or Marilyn Monroe. They grid out a smaller piece and size it up to a larger piece.